The heart of Atlanta. Valley Sports South and Valley Sports Southeast. The heart of the fan.
Swing and a drive. He's going to get them all home. It's going to be a grand slam. Max Fried's a bad man. Contreras with 2 strikes extends the lead. Take it to the bag. Matt Hill dive and win the race. Lead off homer for Acuna. He's going for third. Throw. There's late. Dansby to the bag for 1 and a throw to first, a double play. Swing and a drive down the left field line. Did he keep it fair? Yeah! Ball is long gone.
150th home run of his career.
There's the first big league home run from Michael Harris. For the 3rd straight game, the Braves go back-to-back. The Braves have won 14 straight games. 1 2-week streak ended yesterday in a 1-0 shutout. Today, the Braves try to start another. It's Game 2, Braves and Cubs from Wrigley Field next. World champion Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist from the Windy City. And yes, it is windy once again for Game 2 between the Braves and Cubs here at Wrigley Field. A brisk breeze is blowing straight in for the middle game of this 3-game set. And a 1-0 classic went the Cubs' way in Game 1 yesterday. Hi again, everybody. Chip Carey, Brian Jordan, Paul Bird. Time to start another streak. It was a great game yesterday, except for the outcome. The Braves were in it till the very end. So the question is, fellas, what do the Braves have to do today to start another win streak against the Cubs?
Well, I hate to say this too close to BJ because his arms are bigger, but most of the time, good pitching beats good hitting. And on the guy on the mound today, Kyle Wright, it starts with him setting the tone, getting the ball on the ground. Braves have been fantastic over their last 27 games. They have been 20-7, and look at that bottom number in yellow, 3.219 ERA. That includes the bullpen. That leads Major League Baseball with 263 strikes. They're throwing great. They've been outstanding. BJ also been scoring some runs.
You know what? They're beating the teams they're supposed to. 27 games, 20-7. You can't ask for more than that. These guys have been playing some really good baseball. It's time to push the reset button. The streak has ended, but now get back to what got you here. Hitting singles. I always say you come to Chicago, play the elements. The wind blowing in. Home run is tough to come by, guys. Get back to hitting singles.
And it's going to be a beautiful day for a ball game. As Paul mentioned, Kyle Wright's on the mound. He's 4-1 after a Braves loss this year. Look for him to have his plus stuff as Braves country representing at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field in Chicago. Kelly Crawl along for today's game as well. She'll be with us as we get you set for Game 2 action from Wrigley Field next.
Brought to you by your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines, keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
With Brian Jordan and the Swiss Army knife, Paul Bird. Yeah, Paul shot that video. Scenic Navy Pier here in Chicago. As Brian Snitker and the Braves look to start a new winning streak. Here in Game 2 on a blustery day at Wrigley Field. Ronald Acuna Jr. back atop the Toyota starting lineup. A special day today for the Contreras family. Both William and Wilson are starting for their respective clubs. And good news for Atlanta, perhaps a left-hander's on the mound. When that's the case, BJ, the Braves offense usually feasts.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fun to see lefties on the mound because this is what this right-handed dominant lineup loves to see.
Justin Steele,
get off to a good start.
I beg your pardon, is the man on the hill and delivers a quick strike for Acuna. Ronald's had a quiet road trip. Let's see if he can break out with the wind blowing straight in off Lake Michigan on a 68-degree afternoon. And on the ground, into the shift, tough play. Loads up, throws to first and in time. That takes care of Ronald Acuna. Nico Horner with the play. Brian, what are your 4 keys for the Braves to come back and win Game 2?
Well, for Kyle Wright, challenge the Cubs hitters. He has the stuff to challenge these guys. Look, we hit 7 balls over 100 miles per hour yesterday. Barely made it to the warning track. So go right at these guys. And then offense, go back to playing small ball, keep the line moving, drive, find the gaps, because you hit the ball in the air, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's the lesson we took from game one of the series for both starting pitchers. They were in attack mode from the very first pitch. And so that prevents the home run. And Bertie, as you know, this infield grass at Wrigley Field has always been and probably always will be extra lush.
No, you got it. It's like a thick carpet. The ground balls don't go anywhere. And that is one thing, if you're a pitcher, if you keep the ball on the ground, regardless of the wind, you'll have a great day.
There's a strike to Dansby Swanson, the Braves shortstop, 0 for 4 yesterday. He's one of the Braves that hit a ball that on a normal day might have gone out. So he's looking for his first hit of the series. A sizzling June at the plate for Dansby Swanson. .355 average. He has scored 13 runs.
Steele, two different kinds of fastballs. Also has a slider and a change, but he has to throw into right-handers and he has to establish that fastball. There's one there.
That bounces atop the roof to our right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Steele 1 and 5 on the year. A lot of base runners, a lot of walks. Almost a hit per inning pitch. You'll get some chances, I would think, Paul. It's what you do with them that'll determine the Braves' fate today. As that one's taken low, it's a full count. First one of those from Justin Steele, who's coming off a no decision last time out. 77 pitches over 7 innings. He allowed 1 run to the Cardinals. And he's gone 7 innings in each of his last 2 games. And there's a start for the Braves. A 1-out walk. Dansby Swanson, the first base runner, and Austin Riley's coming up.
Look, if I'm a hitter facing Steele, I mean, he's going to throw the fastball. I mean, he's throws the 4-seamer 58% of the time. And he's a fastball slider guy. And you're taking your chances throwing that slider to right-handers. And he's going to see a lot of right-handers today.
Now, BJ, when you're used to hitting home runs and you're used to getting the ball up in the air, and all of a sudden someone says, hey, hit line drives, hit ground balls the opposite way, is that a hard adjustment to make?
Well, it shouldn't be.
There's a line drive swing foul, strike 1.
But with the game going to launch angle, guys get so used to having that launch angle. But good hitters can make that adjustment. And we've seen this Braves team make adjustments by driving the ball the other way, taking their singles, really to start this streak.
And they're giving Riley the whole right side of the infield here if Austin can plug a hole. He has 3 hits on this road trip. Need to get him going a bit. Pitch. Good. Cut, fouled straight back, and Riley behind 0-2.
You know, I talked to Austin yesterday, and he said coming into this ballpark playing a day game, his eyes had to make an adjustment. And Keegan, yeah, he was throwing strikes, but it was tough to pick up. So maybe second day, third day, you get used to that backdrop and those fans being back there. Hopefully he can make the adjustment.
1 on, 1 out the pitch. And Riley couldn't check his swing, and he strikes out for the 4th time in the set. Dansby at first, 2 outs, and Marcell Ozuna is today's cleanup hitter. That's another subtle lineup change, BJ, for Atlanta. Matt Olson drops down to the number 6 spot.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. I mean, take some pressure off Matt. Let him relax a little bit. He's been struggling, thinking too much. Hopefully today, you know, that's sometimes just a wake-up call. I mean, Bobby Cox did that to me. I struggled at number 4. He moved me back to 7. And I thought about it and said, hey, I got to kick it in gear. I got to figure this out. I got to start making adjustments. And it happened very quickly.
There's Steele's pitching arsenal. Slider's his big wipeout pitch. 30% whiff rate on that. As Ozuna got the heater and fouled it off his knuckles. Strike 1 for the Braves DH. 5 hits for Ozuna on the road trip. A couple of homers. He's knocked in 3. Again, the Cubs play Marcell as a dead pull hitter on the infield. Broken bat liner into the shift, and Andrelton Simmons will handle that. And the Braves are out of luck in a scoreless first. Kyle Wright, a winner of 3 straight games, goes to work next. Time for the home first, and who better to start a new winning streak than Kyle Wright, who is having an all-star first half of the season for the Braves. So much so, fellas, he is our GNG Impact Player of the Game as Kyle goes for win number 8 on this breezy afternoon.
You have to love those numbers. The last 6 starts, he has been fantastic all year, but my goodness, look at the last 6. Walks, hits, innings pitched below 1. That's always fantastic. Gives his team a chance to win every time out.
And he beat the Cubs back in Atlanta April 28th. 7 innings of 1-run ball. David Ross and his Cubs snapped a 10-game losing streak yesterday. They've made a couple of changes. Alfonso Rivas will be their first baseman. Frank Schwindel went to the injured list. And we'll keep an eye on Wilson Contreras' first at bat as his little brother William is behind the plate for the Braves today. Christopher Morel leads off. And first pitch whacked under the glove of Austin Riley at third base. 1 pitch, 1 hitter aboard for Chicago.
Now that's a leadoff hitter for you. First pitch he sees, line drive single, getting it started for the Cubs.
Well, let's watch the Contreras reunion.
Mom and Dad in the stands. What a cool moment right there.
Wow, that's just awesome.
Does little brother call for a brushback pitch on the first just to let him know who's in charge? That's
so
great.
Good.
So 1 pitch right to the stretch, and that one finds the zone. Strike 1 from Kyle Wright. 5-game hitting streak for Wilson Contreras, hitting .276 on the year. He was 1 for 4 yesterday. That's inside. Kyle Wright has started at Wrigley Field before. He made his first start of last season here in Chicago. Went 4 1/3 innings. So this mound should not be completely foreign to him. He's been great on the road. A sub-2 ERA in rotation for the Braves. And that one chopped off the plate. Breaking ball. Actually, changeup, I beg your pardon. Fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Game plan for Kyle Wright today is to just keep the ball a little lower today. Maybe go back to that sinker a little more, the curve ball, get those ground balls. Leadoff hitter getting on. Perfect time for a double play ball right here. See if he can get it.
And of everybody offensively in the game, this is the man that hit the ball hardest. Remember that line drive underneath the basket for a long single? 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one above the Cubs logo. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
If you're Mom and Dad, who are you pulling for?
Well, right now you're pulling for Wilson.
Oh, it's all offense.
All
right?
offense, baby.
Okay. I didn't know if you split it up. You know, Mom pulled for one,
Well,
Dad the other.
You're cheering for William to throw the guy out if he tries to steal.
And a base hit the other way. Back-to-back hits for the Cubs, who have runners at first and third with nobody out in the bottom of the first.
Well, guys, that's the formula to win here with the wind blowing in. Take your singles. It's a good piece of hitting. A sinker running back across the inside of the plate. And Wilson was able to get his hands in and drive the ball to right field. Man.
And former Brave Rafael Ortega will be the hitter. Remember, Ortega hit one of the more memorable home runs in recent times. Grand slam against the Dodgers at Truist Park a couple of years ago. A couple of homers, 2 to be exact, 8 RBIs for Ortega, who's put the DH. And a swing and a miss. That was nasty. Strike 1.
Beautiful first pitch curve, and I tell you, if guys come out swinging, you got to start pitching them backwards. Wright made the adjustment there.
Well, you can see the strategy coming in after that first pitch swing. Kyle Wright loves to get ahead of hitters.
Kyle starts play today, 9th in the National League in strikeouts with 80,
5th in ERA, 3rd in opponent's batting average. Cubs have runners at the corners, nobody out, and way high evens the count.
I think Wilson tries to steal on his little brother. That would be fun to see.
Fantastic. I have confidence that William would throw him out.
Just underway at Wrigley. Cubs threatening. 1st and 3rd. The 1-1 pitch. Charlie Morton and Keegan Thompson yesterday were dominant on another breezy day. Threw a lot of fastballs. And the hitters could not make an adjustment. Let's see what Wright does behind in the count here. 2-1. There's a heater, and he was late. 2-2.
Most sinker ballers that get that kind of action on the baseball don't throw as hard as Kyle, so that's one advantage that he has. Also has a tremendous arm, but gets really good break on that sinker. That's not easy to do. The harder you throw the baseball, the less movement it generally has.
Strike 3, a breaking ball outside corner. That's a big out. Now you're a ground ball double play away from getting out of first inning trouble.
Yeah, this is a huge strikeout here. Changing up on him, going breaking ball on the outer half. Ortega was not expecting that pitch. 2-2.
Cubs have 5 men who can hit left-handed in the lineup today, including back-to-back switch hitters. Here's the first of those, Ian Happ. Was 0 for 2 in the game yesterday. Braves a double play depth up the middle. First pitch up and away. 1 ball, no strikes for Happ, who's got 7 homers, 31 driven in, and is hitting .280 on the year. Short lead by Contreras at first. The pitch. That's not like Kyle. 7 strikes, 6 balls.
2-0, crucial part of the game right out of the gate. Do not give in here. Has to be a good pitch.
And it was. 2 balls and a strike. This is what has, I think, made Kyle's season to this point. In years past, the mound would almost melt beneath his feet the moment he got into trouble. He has pitched into and out of it quite a bit this year. En route to a 7-3 mark. And another fastball. It's even 2-2. 96 miles an hour.
That's a great point, Chip, and you can see it in his body language. He's not panicked. He's not rushing. He's taking his time at a pivotal part of the game where in years past you would see him start to breathe heavier. He's very calm, cool, and collected this year, and he said he's understanding in the big leagues you don't have to be perfect, and it's caused him to relax.
And it seems like, to me, he slows everything down. Last year he used to be quick, get back on the mound, and now you're rushing your pitch and not hitting your spots, where he relaxes now. Regains his composure.
Let's see if Contreras runs with a full count. 1 out. He is. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And a smart play by William behind the plate not to throw through to second with a fast man at third. He double faked, sent Morel diving back to the bag, and now with 2 outs, Jonathan Villar's coming up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an intelligent play right there, because his brother got a great jump at first base. Even if you throw it down a second, you might not get him with the speed on third base. You don't take that chance with 2 outs and Kyle Wright on the mound.
So here's Villar. He came in late and made a huge impact on the game. He walked was sacrificed to second, stole third, and came home on a sacrifice fly for the only run in Game 1.
The steal of second to third yesterday was huge. That was the whole difference maker for me in the game.
And you got to love the aggressiveness. David Ross, we know him, great manager.
Yep.
He's going to push the envelope. Has nothing to lose with these young players.
So Villar 9 for his last 9 stolen base tries. Hits one to left for a base hit. That's going to score 1, perhaps 2. Contreras around third. Duvall's throw is going to be late. And on to second is Jonathan Villar. The Cubs lead 2-0 on 3 first-inning hits.
There you have it, guys. Playing small ball. A curveball, breaking back across the plate. Villar didn't try to do too much with it. Just went right with the pitch. Found the hole.
That's unfortunate because as a pitcher, you want the ground ball, you get the ground ball. It just doesn't go to a defender. Frustrating.
So Nico Hoerner bats with a runner at second. 2-0 Cubs have the lead. And that's inside. Well, the inning started with a first pitch bullet hit right at Austin Riley. He couldn't flag down that 100-mile-an-hour hit. Contreras went the other way with 2 strikes, then back-to-back punch-outs, then Villar serves one the other way for 2 RBIs and the lead. And downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes.
Just the 5th and 6th runs allowed in the first inning by Wright this year.
Well, let's stop it here. You can live down 2. The pitch. Lifted right side. Wind's going to push that into the seats. And the count to Nico Hoerner is now 2-1.
We had to score 1 to win, BJ. Might as well get 2 and wouldn't mind 3.
We've seen this before. Kyle Wright giving up 2 runs in the first inning, but settling in, and we watched our offense just come alive and walk away with a win.
He's about to make his 23rd first inning pitch. And this one on the ground to Riley. He plays that one at the belt buckle. And the throw right on the money, and that retires the side. 3 hits, 2 runs for the Cubs in the first. We go to the second. Chicago 2, Braves nothing.
A Contreras family affair at Wrigley this afternoon, and as you take a look at our landmark player comparison, a look at what the 2 brothers have done this season. William with just a smidge of bragging rights when you look at that batting average. Of course, a smaller sample size. Older brother with the 26 RBI, though, and a few more home run balls. Eddie Perez was telling me, guys, though, that if William can go deep here this afternoon, that it might be the first brother duo that both have 10 home runs playing each other on the same day. But either way, in talking with William right before this game this afternoon, he said, you know, he is so excited, was having a hard time containing his emotions, to be completely honest with you, and just said he has been looking forward to this moment his whole life, and to have his entire family here this afternoon. You saw mom, dad, their oldest brother is also here. He was able to kind of see his niece and everything else the yesterday afternoon after the game. But I just think for this entire family that this is a dream come true. He wasn't quite sure what he'd do when his brother got in the box. He goes, I got a feeling he might start to cry, and I don't think I'll be ready for that. So maybe I'll just go with the hug, and I think that's what we saw, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah, we'd have preferred the tears and a strikeout, but that's not how it worked out, Kelly. Great report.
But what a cool afternoon. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's funny, too, to talk to a few of the guys in here who all have brothers that have played them, of course, in different sports, right? Paul, BJ, Chip, you guys, doesn't matter what sport, you want to beat them when you have the opportunity. So we'll see if William can help his Braves here this afternoon and have that over his brother.
That's what I love about both of these guys. They're so competitive. You know, everybody talk about Wilson Contreras, having an attitude. He just wants to win. And, he shows his emotion. He wears it on his sleeve. And you can see the same in William.
1 ball, 2 strikes from Steele. That's taken low. It's 2-2. I think the fascinating part of it from a baseball standpoint is how these catchers game plan to get their brother out. You would think if anybody knows their swings best, it'd be their sibling. There you go. Nope, in the dirt. And a full count. Steele was walking off the mound thinking that was strike three. A long look down at Bill Miller. And Steele, grumbling, climbs back atop the hill with a 3-2 count. Steele walked a man in the first. Braves couldn't do anything with that. Contreras now with a full count.
Can't ruin the moment on a check swing.
Line just off the glove of Andrelton Simmons, who moved 2 steps to his left as that ball was delivered. He almost timed that jump perfectly. And the Contreras brothers are 2 for 2.
Didn't hit this ball too hard, but it looked like it was a knuckleball. Because Andrelton makes every play. Looked like it moved at the last second on him.
So the glove gets waffled, and here's Matt Olson. Dropped to 6th in the lineup. Let's see if Matt can do some damage here. Lefty versus lefty. Tried to and ripped it straight back foul. Strike one.
Matt does have some power to left center. The outfield is shaded over for pull. Infield as well, so I'd love a double in the gap, which he can do off the ivy.
And that's the wind tunnel. 368 sign in left center field here, even with the wind howling in at 12 miles an hour.
Now, Steele, you're going to get a lot of curveballs lefty on lefty. Matt Olson hits lefties well. What's the secret? When you throw that front curve at the right shoulder to the left-handed hitter, he doesn't bail. It doesn't bother him like some lefties who will jump out of the way. He's really good job of staying in.
Fly ball well hit towards center, but not well enough as Morel handles that on the edge of the warning track. Olson challenges Mother Nature, and she blows it into the glove of the Cubs center fielder for out number 1.
She wins again, Chip.
She's pretty much undefeated in this place, unless it's blown out, right? And it is not doing that as Adam Duvall is the hitter. Duvall 0 for 2, a couple of walks last night, or yesterday I should say. Four of Adams' 7 home runs have come against lefties this season. Again, he's got the right side of the infield wide open. And fouled away at the plate, strike one.
Steele's doing a good job of staying in on the righties. Throwing that slider, hard slider in on these guys.
Is it a strike? Or
no.
does it just look like one?
But it's close enough that you got to swing. You can handle that pitch.
That's why they play him as a dead pull hitter. Don't want his arms extended to hit it the other way. The pitch. And when he does go away, it's way off the plate. Even count for Adam Duvall, the Braves left fielder. Mile high pop. Cubs are in a shift. Can anybody catch up to this? Nope. It's going to drop safely, but they're going to get a force play at second out of that. Simmons, Hayward, and Rivas all.
Duvall is now called out on the play.
Did he pass him? All surrounded that baseball. They got the force at second, and then Adam Duvall is called out at first. I'm guessing he passed the base runner at first base, but I was watching the pop-up. I'm not sure what Bill Miller was calling. Brian Snitker wants an explanation, too. So that was unfortunate. A pop-up turns into a double play and ends the Braves' second, and Chicago leads 2-0 here in Game 2 at Wrigley Field. It ended the Braves' second. Luckily, we had replay, and we can tell you exactly what happened. Adam Duvall gets to first, didn't pass the runner. He goes back, and Eric Young apparently touched him. And then he's tagged out at first. Coaches cannot touch a base runner. Rounding third or at first base, that's illegal and automatically an out.
That's just instinctive by EY right there. But I don't know why Adam Duvall would walk off the base there after seeing the ball drop.
Got confused on how many outs there were, I guess. That's unfortunate.
On the ground by Jason Hayward. Right to Dansby Swanson. Easy peg. And that's out number one. So that scored a 3-6, 6-2 double play. That ended the Braves' second inning. Good start for Wright. Back-to-back ground balls. Hayward retired. And Alfonso Rivas is coming up. He was brought back to the major leagues when Frank Schwindel went to the injured list with a lower back strain.
And Rivas made a great play there. You know, once that ball dropped, he reacted very quickly getting that ball in to throw out Contreras.
That's a tough read by Contreras because the ball's hanging up. There's three guys converging, and you either almost have to commit to second or commit back to first, and he was hung up in the middle.
Yeah, he's in no man's land. He was stuck there. Can't blame him for that.
So Rivas out of the University of Arizona, originally an Oakland Athletic. Cubs got him for Tony Kemp. Gets a chance to play against Kyle Wright today. The 0-2 pitch is on the ground. Dansby to his right. Cut of the grass. Off balance throw. And Olsen can't scoop it up.
Great backhand by Dansby. I mean, you have to throw it on the run there and just hope for the best.
He gets a lot on that throw considering he's throwing across his body. And Matt just couldn't scoop it up. That's an infield hit, the fourth hit for the Cubs in the game. And right back to the stretch with Andrelton Simmons coming up.
Some fielders plant on that back foot, or some like Jeter would jump in the air and throw. Dansby across the body, and I agreed, Chip, had a lot on it.
High hopper. Riley's got a charge. Bare hand. Wright gotten away. Everybody's safe. Two on, nobody out again.
Nothing's going to Braves way.
One out again. Beg your pardon.
This is Kyle Wright's fault. He wish he had this to do over again. Once you're heading in that direction, it's that high, you got to get out of the way. Yield to a third baseman who has the momentum going in the direction of first base, because even if Kyle gets it, there's nothing he can do with it.
And I think Riley barehanded that ball. He would have made the play right there if Kyle was not in his way. Tough break.
So two infield hits after the Hayward ground out, and now Morel is up. He hit the first pitch on a line to Austin Riley. It was a missile to start the game. And he shows bunt. BJ, on that ball that Morel hit the first time up, it almost looked like Austin didn't see it off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, it was 105 miles per hour. That's a bullet. And, you know, with guys playing here for the first time, second time, third time, you got all the white T-shirts sitting right in line with that ball. It's tough to pick up. I know even in the outfield when I played here, you know, I had to wear those shades because all the white shirts in the stands.
No balls, two strikes for Christopher Morel. 2 on, 1 out. And strike three, shaves off the outside corner. Wright has his third strikeout. 2 outs in the inning, and again Contreras is coming up.
Nice curve on the outside corner, 84 miles an hour, straight down. Shaved off the edge. Need a few more of those right here.
Cal made a tough pitch that Contreras fought off and served into right field for a 2-strike hit. He scored the second run for Chicago. They've got 2 on, 2 out. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Cubs already have 5 hits in the game. Kyle Wright ready for his 35th pitch. And then he'll turn things over to the Braves offense. Arcia, Harris, and Acuna coming up in a 2-0 Cubs game. Another hit to right field. Streaking around third is Rivas. Acuna's throw is headed to third, and it's ricocheted off the base runner, and Contreras will move to second. It's 3-0 Chicago.
This Cubs ball club doing the little things. ABC baseball, men in scoring position. Look to drive the ball. Wide open hole at second base. Keep the line moving.
Andrelton Simmons and the baseball got to Riley at the same time. It's a single RBI. And they're going to give Acuna an error on that throw. That allowed Simmons to get to third base. And now Ortega, the batter, he struck out looking his first time up. 3 more hits against Wright here in the second. And he trails 3-0. Big sequence in this game. Got to put out the fire right here.
That's a tough error on Acuna right there, allowing Contreras to get to second.
Yeah, you got 2 outs right there. Acuna wanted to take his chances there, but I'm not sure if that was the right decision.
And you're right, Paul, it was to get the runner to second, Contreras. So they're at second and third. And 2 outs, 1 ball, 1 strike. As Kyle Wright delivers and fouled away.
Tell you what, Paul, Wilson Contreras is showing you how it's done. You don't have to hit the home run. The wind's blowing in. He got his hands in twice driving the ball open second base.
Shift on with 2 strikes.
This is what's tough when your game plan is to work on the bottom part of the zone. Home plate umpire Doug Eddings is not giving that pitch. This is the 3rd or 4th strike that I thought Kyle Wright has thrown that he has not gotten credit for. That's frustrating.
Saw the glove move from Contreras. It was still a strike, though, Paul. I agree with you. So he has to work again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the ground and right to Arcia. And that's going to retire the side. Wright looking in at Doug Eddings and at Contreras as the Cubs add on. It's 3-0 heading to the 3rd in Game 2 at Wrigley Field. Have an early lead at Wrigley Field. Time for our Yellowwood Bringing the Lumber feature with Orlando Arcia set to lead off. Let's look at his numbers as a Braves starter this year.
After 18 starts, he is getting it done. 345 average. 5 hits in his last 15 at-bats with runners in scoring position. That's getting it done, Paul Bird.
He's 27 years old. I mean, he's still got a lot of life left. One of the Brewers' top prospects. I thought we got him for a steal, the biggest adjustment that he's made. Talking to him earlier today, he used to have a high leg kick when he was with Milwaukee, BJ. Now just nice, easy, gets that front foot down earlier. It's really helped him with the bat, and there's no questions on his defense at all.
Well, let's see if the Braves bats can take a page out of the Cubs playbook. Get something started with the blustery winds. A strike from Steele, who leads 3-0. 3 homers, 12 RBIs for Orlando Arcia, who's had a nice road trip. As we said yesterday, if you get a run as well as Keegan Thompson and Charlie Morton were pitching, it feels like 10. Steele leads by 3 after 2 innings. But he's 1-5 on the year.
Sometimes as a team, when you feel snake bit, you just can't get anything going. That first run, a dam breaks, and all of a sudden you start scoring more. I'd love to see the Braves find a way just to get on the board here.
Downstairs, 3 balls and a strike. Michael Harris waits on deck. Steals walk to batter. He's given up a hit. And a strike. Garcia was on his way to first, and you know what Kyle Wright's thinking about that pitch.
Absolutely. And that's all you're looking for, Chip, as a pitcher, is be consistent.
So a 3-2 is chopped back to the mound. Steele's got that, and he'll flip underhanded to first instead of ball 4. It's a 1-3 putout, and Michael Harris hits with the bases empty. Two homers for Michael in 6 hits on the road trip.
Paul, to see Steele make the underhand toss from that far, is it because he lacks confidence of throwing it over the first base?
It could be. That was too long for me. You only do underhanded when you're fairly close, and he must be a skee ball master because that was a perfect throw.
That's out of play to the left by Michael. No balls and a strike.
Also was running towards the base, so you follow your momentum. You don't lift your arm. You keep your arm low and follow the pitch. They teach you to set your feet and make a good throw, but if you like the running man and that's your way to get it there, then you do whatever you're best at.
Up the middle, behind the second base bag. Horner, slick move, 2 outs. And back to the top we go with Ronald Acuna Jr. He bounced out to the shortstop to start the game. BJ, you made an interesting note about Ronald. No BP for him today.
Yeah, no BP. I can see he's kind of frustrated. He's missing his pitches. So why not just sit there, relax, strap it on, and hope for the best? Sometimes that turns your fortunes around.
What does that do for you? You just don't think too much?
You don't think. It takes the thinking out of it. You know, because batting practice, you're working on things. You already know you're struggling. So now you're thinking about it, Today, just come show up and say, see ball, hit ball.
Kind of like we used to do back in American Legion.
That's right.
1 ball, 1 strike for Ronald, who's 2 for 20 at the plate on the road trip. So tough luck for Kyle Wright. 2 in the first, 1 in the second. All 3 Cubs runs have come with 2 outs in the game today. Braves have done a great job with 2 outs this entire road trip. Let's see if Ronald can keep the inning alive with Dansby Swanson in the on-deck circle.
And both hits with runners in scoring position against the shift. Getting their hands in, putting the ball in play.
Line the other way. There we go. That was sharply hit through the gaping hole right side. Acuna with a 2-out single, the second base hit for the Braves today.
Now that's getting your hands in right there. Ronald Acuna sees the whole right side wide open, and hopefully that'll get him going. That was a nice curveball coming across the middle. He could have took a long swing and tried to pull it over the wall, but he went right with it, kept his hands in. That's a great sign.
He spun that bat out of his hands, too. That was an angry hack.
Yeah.
He'd had enough.
Felt great about that one.
You ready? 111.1 off the bat on that Acuna base hit. Chip, you were right. That's angry.
So he's aboard in front of Dansby Swanson. Dansby walked in the first inning. Well, the change in approach and the change in results have gone hand in hand at the plate for the Braves shortstop. First 41 games, Dansby struck out 54 times and hit .229. The last 24 games, only 18 strikeouts. He's hitting .378.
And he did such a good job, like you said, Chip, cutting down on his strikeouts, but getting his hands in and looking to hit the ball the other way. And he just took off.
Even choked up on the bat now.
Good two-strike hitter is Swanson. That's the count for him with Acuna at first. And fouled away on this chilly afternoon. Let's check out who's hot. That's brought to you by Texas Pete. Great month for Dansby Swanson.
Excellent month. 355 batting average there. 13 runs scored. That's the most important thing. He's getting on base and scoring runs, but also dropping them in too.
Again, the 0-2 pitch from Steele to Swanson. That was outside. Both Contreras brothers love to snatch the ball and try to make an outside pitch look better than it was.
There's an art to that. You've got a couple inches. You start pulling 6, 7, 8 inches all the way over, and the umpire's like, come on now. Then you don't get the little movement.
1-2. Smoked into center field, a base hit. Acuna around second on his way to third. The throw will come in towards second base as the Braves have back-to-back hits, and Austin Riley coming up representing the tying run. So it looks like the Braves are waking up at the plate on this windy day. Let's see what Riley can do.
Second time around, figuring out what Steele's doing. He's throwing a lot of sliders and curveballs in to righties off the plate. Looked like Dansby was expecting that. Got his hands in. A bullet up the middle. Acuna running right from the start. Getting in scoring position at third base.
So again, guys, 2 strike, 2 out hits. That's been what was so effective for the Braves in the last 15 games. Now let's see what Riley can do. He has had a tough series. 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts to this point. But all's forgiven with a base hit here to get the Braves on the board. High, towering fly ball on the first pitch. Jason Hayward is in, he's under, and he's got it, and that retires the side. The Braves threaten, can't break through in the third inning. Home third coming up, 3-0 Chicago. World champion Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. A lot of Braves fans here at Wrigley Field. Why not? Gorgeous day. Cubs off to a hot start. We'll see if the Bravos can rally over the final 6 innings. Kyle Wright back to work with the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up. First pitch swing, and Ian Happ has a base hit. 7 Chicago hits through 2+ innings.
These Cub hitters are going up there hacking, looking for that first pitch strike.
That ties Kyle's hit high allowed in a game this year. He allowed 7 hits to the Red Sox on May the 10th. So Jonathan Villar, the first inning villain, a 2-run opposite field single. For his 14th and 15th RBIs, he'll dig in here with Happ aboard. He's 5 out of 6 in stolen bases. Let's see if Ross turns him loose. Not on the first pitch, and it's a strike.
Well, Paul, you see these hitters going up there swinging at that first pitch. What kind of adjustments are you making?
Well, he just made one right there. The first pitch curveball. You'll throw first pitch changeups, or you'll throw a fastball that's in 0-2 mode.
Villar tried to back away from that inside corner strike. It's 0-2.
Beautiful pitch. The last 2, and what I mean by that in 0-2 mode is you're not going to go for a third of the plate. You're going to go for the corner if you know that they're swinging.
Nothing's come easy for Kyle yet. He does not have a 1-2-3 inning. We're in the third. Faced 6 batters in the first inning, 6 batters in the second. And is ready for his 45th pitch. And it was a beauty. Pulled a string on Jonathan Villar, and that's out number 1 for Kyle, his 4th strikeout.
Really nice changeup right here. Looks like it's middle with some great tailing action. You can see the ball coming out, spins it, turns it over. Wow. More of those, please.
Yeah, or a ground ball for 2 and get out of this inning. Nico Hoerner bounced out to Riley. That ended the Cubs first. And hit and run on. Fouled away, out of play, strike 1.
You know, you got to give David Ross a lot of credit, man. You know, he understands what he has in that dugout. And he's trying to push the envelope. Hit and run. I haven't seen that in forever.
Next thing you know, we're going to see a bunt here.
Well, we did last night.
Yeah, to win the ball game.
That's how you have to play in this place. It's one of the biggest ballparks in baseball. When the wind's blowing in, a 1 pitch is taken low, even count. 1 ball, 1 strike. They do keep track of the wind trends here at Wrigley Field and the Cubs record. They have played 36 games at Wrigley Field. The wind has blown in or across in 20 of them. This will be the 21st such game. Cubs are 9-11 on their home turf when the wind's blowing in or across. Their record 3-13 when it's blowing straight out. Sadly,
Wow.
it's blowing in yesterday and today. 2 balls and a strike. High fly ball. Harris will have plenty of room. Nico Hoerner hits one to Michael, and that's the second out. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? These balls are sounding so solidly hit off the bat, and it's like they're hitting a baked potato. It goes up and goes nowhere.
Doesn't even make it to the warning track.
And that's why you got to play your elements. And, hey, Cubs are doing a great job of it.
So Jason Hayward, the batter, he grounded out his first time up. Jason Hayward has 1 more year left on that big deal that he was signed to. That was such a big part of their 2016 World Championship club here in Chicago. Jason having some tough times, hitting 200 with 9 RBIs.
I still remember in Atlanta when there was a team brawl and he was in the locker room and he had his stiff neck hooked up to electrodes on the stem machine, BJ. And on the brawl, all of a sudden, you see Hayward running out of the dugout, sleeveless shirt with electrodes and a bunch of wires hanging off his neck.
That's a team player, Paul.
That's the guy you don't want to fight in the brawl. You stay away from that guy.
Well, Jason had one of the great rookie seasons in Braves history. He was a line-to-line hitter. We mentioned his first swing as a big league player. That home run off Carlos Zambrano.
You don't get any better than that, man. Hank Aaron right there with him. And you hit a bomb off of Zambrano to start your career. It's like it was the perfect scenario.
But Hayward will forever be in baseball lore. World champion with the Cubs. Hard to believe that was 6 years ago. When they ended the curse of the Billy Goat. 3 balls and a strike. Runner at first leads the pitch. Fouled straight back. It's now 3-2, and Ian Happ will get a head start here with a full count.
Tell you what, Chip, coming up as a Cardinal, I'm not going to lie, I was happy to see the Cubs finally win the World Championship.
Really?
Yes, I was. I think baseball needed that.
Well, they're going to kick you out of the Cardinal fan
I
club.
know.
That's heresy,
They
man.
know I'm honest.
Well, nobody over there is going to argue with you. I'll promise you that. As Happ takes off, pitch is caught on, popped up into left. Long run, Duvall. He's not going to get there. The ball spins by him, and a run will score. Hayward stops at second. The ball came off the bat with some English. And Happ scores from first on a bloop double from Jason Hayward as it spun away from Adam Duvall. It's 4-0.
Nothing's going right for the Braves right now. I mean, this ball not hit that hard, a bloop. And that's the tricks that this field can make on you. You almost got to slow down and not have your body go forward. You got to be under control on a ball like that. Tough play.
Pets' heads are falling off. My gosh. What a weird game.
RBI double for Hayward gives him 10 ribbies on the year. The Cubs extend the lead. Another 2-out RBI hit.
I'd love to see that exit be long.
Well, you guys talked about the grass earlier. It's not just the infield, it's
No.
the outfield. The
No.
grass is high here. Weird things happen with the wind, with the grass.
Well, as an outfielder, a ball like that, you know it's spinning toward the line. So you almost have to gain control because that ball's going to play tricks on you.
So you break down and scoot back.
68.4 miles per hour off the bat. No, I mean, Duvall did everything right, but slow down. He kept going forward instead of allowing yourself to see where that ball is going to go side to side. You can't blame him because he's running hard, trying to get that runner at the plate, and that ball just spun on him.
Quick mound meeting for Kyle Wright, who's behind Alfonso Rivas, who legged out an infield hit his first time up. Hayward at second, 2-0 pitch.
The good news about all of this, the Atlanta Braves have one of the best offenses in the league, if not the best, and it's only the third inning. But things have got to change quickly. Got to turn it around sooner rather than later.
And Kyle Wright walks Rivas. He'll go after Andrelton Simmons, the ninth place hitter. Simmons with an infield hit as well. That came in the Chicago second. That is Wright's first walk. Seems so weird to say second baseman Andrelton Simmons.
Yeah.
So many great years at shortstop as a major league player. Now with the Cubs in his 7th game starting at second.
But that was when he was a young pup. Now he's getting up there, guys.
I remember his arm. He would throw it over nice and easy, and it'd be 97.
Yeah.
No balls and a strike. Back to the mound. And that should end the Cubs threat, and it does. Kyle Wright's given up 4 runs through 3 innings. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Braves in Game 2 at Wrigley Field. Okay, fellas, time to get busy. We're through 3 innings. Cubs have a 4-0 lead here at Wrigley Field. Marcell Ozuna is sent to lead off. It is time to check out our stats with Lowe's, which we'll get to in a moment. So it's not quite time to check out our stats with Lowe's, but we promise it's going to be a really good feature. Yes, Marcell lined out his first time up. He and Doug Eddings chatting. Marcell trying to get set. Steele wants to work quickly with a 4-run lead. And that's low. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. And Ozuna has it even count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ozuna's starting to get his mojo back. Able to turn on those inside pitches lately. A couple of home runs in D.C. Starting to feel it again.
I watched batting practice today, and he hit a nice home run to left field, and I thought, oh no. You know, does that mean he's going to try to go deep every time today? Because sometimes you feel good in BP, swinging hard. I like the line drive approach.
That's bounced foul by the Cub dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm going to be honest, sometimes when I used to come into this ballpark, I didn't want to take BP. Because I would take BP and hit all these bombs out in the wind. Then you get in the game and you try to take too big of a swing. And it really changes your approach.
Ozuna swung at a ball in the dirt, and he'll make Contreras throw him out at first, and he did for out number 1. That is the second steal strikeout, and William Contreras is coming up. We'll try to keep the Contreras perfect day at the plate alive. His brother's 2 for 2. He's 1 for 1. Matt Olson's on deck. Braves have had 4 base runners in the game so far. They have 3 hits. Need to string some together like Chicago has done in their first 3 trips to the plate.
Both very good hitting catchers. You notice the differences in the two. The standard squat from Wilson. William on one knee. He's learned that over the last couple years.
Hit towards short. Horner can't make the play. So there's a break for Atlanta. Let's see if we can make some hay out of that.
Well, one thing about William Contreras, he has some speed. He puts pressure on infielders, and right here, he's trying to rush the play here. He knows William can run. Lost a little concentration at the last second.
Talking to Eddie Perez before the game as well, Kelly. And Eddie believes that William will be better as his career progresses and have a better career than Wilson. I like that because Wilson's really good.
Well, you should. The little brother should always outdo the older brother. Because you sit back and you learn from him and you pick up on the things that maybe he lacked early in his career. I think William is getting off to a great start.
That little brother usually has to fight a little harder too, don't they?
Yes, they do. I remember being a freshman in high school, and my brother was a senior. Now, I wanted to outplay him every day.
Yeah.
You know?
And takes a strike. It's 1-2. Now the Cubs will employ a different shift. They'll move Jonathan Villar to the first base side of the second base bag. They've got Andrelton Simmons now in what would be the shortstop position. And he pulls that ball to Rivas at first. High throw, bad throw, and a strong throw from Simmons to steal. And Olson and the Braves are out of luck in the 4th inning. The Cubs have gotten 2 double plays in the first 4 frames and maintain a 4-0 lead.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by the GMC Sierra Heavy Duty Truck. Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet only from Xfinity. And by Kaiser Permanente.
Unlike the waterbound video that was shot by Paul Bird, Paul did not shoot that video. As you look at the beautiful skyline of Chicago, Illinois, Kyle Wright needs an easy inning. He's got the top of the order coming up. He's down 4-0. As the Cubs have 8 hits, all 4 runs have come with 2 outs today.
Kyle Wright twice through the lineup. 13 of 18 first pitch strikes. Make that 14 of 19 now.
And he is pitching backwards, it seems, guys. Unlike Charlie Morton, who threw about a third of his pitches as fastballs yesterday, Kyle has not done that. Only 16 fastballs through 62 pitches today with the wind blowing in. Does that surprise you?
Well, if a team's coming out swinging right away, then it doesn't, because I'll pitch them backwards. I'll throw more breaking balls early like we talked about. But he's had a good fastball. He's had a good curve, changeup. I really think he's pitched better than 4 runs. He's given up some ground balls, and I know some of them have been hit hard, but just really nothing's gone to anybody today. He hasn't got that big break. And I'm not real big on saying, oh, the umpire did this or that, because the umpire calls for both teams, and you have to overcome the umpire. An umpire can't be perfect. You don't want to make excuses. But I do think Doug Eddings has missed some key pitches on Kyle, and it's caused him to go away from his game plan at times, which was keep the ball down.
That miss low, full count for Christopher Morel, who singled, scored, and struck out looking.
But Paul, one of my keys to the game, of course, was challenge these hitters with fastballs, basically, because let them hit it.
Yeah.
If they want to try to hit it out of the ballpark, great.
Morel down on strikes. That's 5 for right, 1 away. And I guess it kind of goes to the old philosophy. Look, they're a good fastball hitting team, but not your fastball, Paul, or not your slider, John Smoltz, or not your changeup, Tom Glenn, right?
Sure. And I bragged on Kyle's fastball earlier because it's got good velocity and great sink and great action. So you can never go wrong with that. At times he has gotten a little breaking ball heavy, but I understand what he's doing based on the umpire and what he's calling at this point. It's hard for me to stay down in the zone if the umpire's not calling any strikes down.
Good point.
You have to make adjustments on that day, on the umpire, on the wind, with your stuff, what's working. And so this is a bad mix.
On the ground, up the middle, and Contreras is 3 for 3. He's going to try to go to second. The throw is going to be late.
Somebody's trying to be an example for his little brother today. 3 for 3, a double right there, just based on hustle. This is an easy ball right up the middle, slow roller. Michael Harris got to come up a lot faster than that. Wilson Contreras reading the center fielder right off the bat. And once he saw Michael Harris not charging really hard, took advantage of it.
That's unfortunate. Most catchers do not get out of the box and run like that. Wilson did, and as you said, took advantage of an assumption by Harris.
Yeah. And he broke his belt, so take that.
That's a learning lesson for Michael Harris. You got to charge every ball hard. I don't care who's running out of that box.
So a 3 for 3 day for the Cubs catcher, Rafael Ortega, the batter. He has struck out and grounded out. Chicago 9 hits, most Kyle Wright has allowed in any game this season. This has been a challenge for Wright at Wrigley. The pitch stays high, 1 ball, no strikes.
So he's got to get one of two. You got to get the ball up or you got to get the ball down. You got to get one of those calls.
And just to go back to that play, guys, we were talking about the grass. Well, that outfield grass is not the fastest grass, so you really have to charge hard. The ball was not hit that hard, so it's going to be slow in that grass. I know Ewald's going to probably give him an earful when he comes in.
There's a strike for Ortega, the Cubs' designated hitter. It's a 2-1 count. Nothing has come easy for Kyle yet in this game. 3 balls and a strike. It's full. Dansby's going to move Arcia over a little closer to first base. A step or two in the outfield grass. Contreras leads at second. Here's the 3-2. Lifted to the left. Braves are down 4. Still a lot of time left in the game. We're in the 4th. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Good comeback. Second strikeout of the inning. That is the 6th in the game. And here's Happ with 2 outs. But this, guys, is when the Cubs have been at their best.
Excellent backdoor curveball to the lefty. A little bit high, but gets the job done. Kyle Wright with over 10 strikeouts now per 9 innings against only 3 walks, so they keep that ratio going.
That one pops out of Contreras' glove, and Wilson moves up 90 feet.
The ball just kept running away.
Should be a pass ball.
It is.
Yeah.
And now the bricks come into play behind home plate. The ball will take funny caroms if it gets past the catcher and umpire. And a shot to right, but right at Ronald. And that will retire the side. The Cubs strand Contreras, who's 3 for 3. Duvall, Arcia, and Harris coming up. It's 4-0 after 4. Still a very manageable game. Cubs, though, lead at 4-0. Bottom third coming up for Brian Snitker and the Braves, who have feasted against left-handed starters. Hopefully that trend will continue over the final 5 innings. That's our Zaxby's indescribably good play.
Yeah, the Braves have been excellent against left-handers, leading in just about every category there is in the majors. 40 home runs, really impressive. 100 extra base hits. This team feasts off lefties, but right now, Mr. Steele is doing his job.
He's allowed 3 hits. The Braves have had a handful of base runners in the game, but most of those have come with a man out, 2 men out. Haven't been able to move the line yet in Wrigley Field. 1-0 victory for the Cubs yesterday. The Braves are down 4-0 in game 2. Adam Duvall hit into that crazy double play in the 2nd inning. As this one's hit a mile high down the left field line. Wynn tried to push that back into the field of play, but that's 15 rows up. And it's strike 2. With Contreras at first in the 2nd inning, Adam Duvall had a pop-up that landed between Jason Hayward, Andrelton Simmons, and Rivas. Nobody caught it. Contreras was in no man's land. Rivas wisely threw to second to get the force play. But as Adam Duvall led off the second base bag, Eric Young right there touched him in the chest. Can't do that. And the batter runner is automatically out. If that's the case, that was a double play, and it erased a Braves threat in the 2nd. No swing that time, 1-2 the count.
I was confused. I don't remember the last time I've seen that.
Usually you see it at third base. A third base coach trying to get out of the way of a runner will accidentally touch him. Driven toward right. Hayward on the run. Still going to the warning track. And it's out of here. Adam Duvall hits it the other way. A solo home run, and the Braves are on the board. It's a 4-1 game. Good approach, plenty of distance, and here come the Braves.
Well, I think he found that wind stream because when he first hit that ball, I was like, oh, another out. And that ball just kept taking off. You can see the reaction of Jason Hayward out there. He's a strong man, Paul.
The first one to beat Mother Nature all series. Backdoor breaking ball. Adam Duvall gets all of it. Someone gets a nice souvenir, and I've said earlier, get that run on the board, all of a sudden you break the mojo, the dam breaks, it feels good.
So there's the start. Braves have a run. Here's Arcia. He tapped out his first time up. And as far as souvenirs go, when the opponents hit a home run, the fans don't get to keep the souvenirs. Almost a Wrigley Field bleacher rule.
Yeah.
I'll explain why in a second. First the pitch, which is driven toward right again. This one curling toward the stands. Those are leather-lunged, well-oiled Chicago fans. If an opponent hits a home run, they will torment you till the cows come home if you don't throw that obviously defective baseball back on the field of play.
I haven't seen it yet, though. Maybe
yeah.
a Braves fan caught it, and they're holding strong.
No, they threw that ball back on the field. Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's even worse.
If they would have kept it.
If you're a visiting player fan and you're out there in the bleachers, I'm just telling you,
Okay.
they're going to let you have it.
I would have to bring my own baseball, BJ. Do the little switch behind everybody's back and throw the fake one back in.
Fouled away. Still 2-2 for Arcia.
And speaking of that home run, 105.1 exit velocity. 406.
It's pretty good for opposite field.
Yes.
And into the wind. So Steele has given up just his third homer this year. Braves are now down 3. The pitch is low and in, and it's a full count. Let's get this guy with some traffic and see if 8-9-1 can do some damage. That's been the hottest part of the lineup on the road trip. The 7, 8, 9 guys have had a whale of a visit to Washington and Chicago. Better swings, and Steele having to work now as that bounces atop the roof right side. And it makes its way back down into the lower bowl at Wrigley Field, where a fan from Park Ridge, Illinois, makes the grab. That's up by O'Hare Airport. In case you guys wondered, the pitch. Ground ball is foul. Good fight here with Arcia in the Atlanta 5th inning. Swing and a miss, and Arcia's down on strikes. One away in the 5th, and Michael Harris coming up.
Justin Steele not giving in. Comes with that slider down.
Michael grounded out to short his first time up. Well, who knows? Maybe that stranding of Contreras in the Cubs' 4th will be the turnaround in this game. As this one is shot up the middle, a base hit. Harris picks on the first pitch. And he has a big turnaround first, wondering if Morel was going to casually approach it. He didn't. And now Ronald Acuna Jr. is coming up.
Tried to get him back right there, BJ.
Yeah, Morel knows this grass in the outfield, though. He came attacking this ball right away. I mean, a slow roller, almost the same slow roller that Contreras hit. But you saw him way up, getting to that ball right away.
Ronald with a 3rd inning single, 111 miles an hour off the bat. Again, they give him the whole right side of the infield. Huge gap in left center. And that missed inside, ball 1. A lot of baseball left.
I think the scouting report is out. We showed those numbers versus lefties. Now pitchers want to throw in on the righties.
Well, this is just important for him as a pitcher. Fastball command, the slider in. It's a type of tunneling where you throw same pitch, same spot, and you're guessing if one's going to be a strike or in on your hands, kind of like an Andy Pettitte.
But as we know, if you're going in, you better get it there with these two guys in the box. Acuna, then Swanson. 2-0 pitch. And that paints a corner. Ronald conceded the strike. It's 2-1.
Pitching in reverse. Fastball count there, 2-0. See a nice curveball in there.
A lot of respect for Acuna.
It takes high, 3-1. Wheel him in, Ronald. I feel the offensive momentum beginning to swing a little bit closer to the Braves dugout. Down just 3 runs, middle innings.
Now after that 2-0 curveball, 3-1 count, I'm expecting a curveball from the hitter.
Got the heater.
And I would have fouled it straight back just like that.
Yep. So now what do you do? Is he?
You got to stay on the. You got to stay on the fastball, but you know he's been getting bailed out on swings and misses on a slider out of the zone, down and in.
The only guy that I have heard consistently look breaking ball is Hank Aaron, because his hands were so quick he could adjust to the fastball, but he didn't face 97.
There it is, 3-2 curveball. But he left that out over the middle of the plate. Lucky to get that one back.
Adam Duvall with a leadoff opposite field 400-foot home run is the Braves tally in this game so far. Michael Harris at first with 1 out. Now the top of the order for the Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr., then Dansby Swanson. Long at bat here, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Harris leads. Not going in the pitch. It is fouled off Acuna's foot.
A little surprised with Michael Harris on first base. 3-2 count. It's not taking off. With his speed.
Well, Contreras, a terrific arm behind the plate, as you know. If Ronald were hot, maybe you'd feel better about him putting the ball in play, but he has been striking out a bit on the road trip.
Also a lefty on the mound. Sometimes it's tough to get that good jump off a lefty. Can he get one here?
Good lead. Time call.
Paul, you're angry right there, aren't you?
Yeah, it was late.
That was a late timeout. I want you to be frustrated right here, though, because you're going to overthrow it right here.
Yeah, exactly. See if this will work in our favor. We'll get a bounce on the breaking ball.
So we'll try again, 3-2. Acuna did not swing that ball in the dirt. It's a base on balls, and the Braves are in business. Dansby Swanson coming up, 2 on, 1 in, 1 out.
There you go. Ball down in the dirt.
Overthrew the breaking ball. Could have been from frustration.
So the Braves have some action here. Dansby Swanson, the hitter. He's reached twice. The Braves with a threat. Swanson representing the game-tying run as the Cubs talk it over. Let's enjoy a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese. Remixed by Zaxby's.
Dansby walked in the first, singled in the third on a 2-strike count.
Dansby Swanson, a very good fastball in hitter. Steele's been throwing fastballs in all day. I'm not saying he's hitting the 3-run homer, but I'd love to see a double down the left field line.
Well, there's a ton of room between Happ and the foul line. That's inside. Austin Riley's on deck. Riley has had a quiet trip. Let's see how carefully they pitch Dansby Swanson here.
Paul, I got to go against you right here. With the big lead Acuna has, I'll take that bloop shot down the right field line like he did at home, and Acuna scores from first.
Either plays for me. Speed on the base pass as well.
Yeah, you see the shift. What kind of lead Acuna's getting over there at first base is huge.
This is the 25th pitch of the inning for Steele. And it may seem strange to say it, I think they're pitching around Dansby Swanson to get to Austin Riley. As odd as that sounds, he hasn't thrown anything close.
I think it's late in the game and he's struggling a little bit. You can see some body language frustration right here.
I like the timeout calls, getting in his head still. Yep. He hasn't recovered from that first timeout.
First and second, 3-0 count. Yanked foul. 3-1.
I would have bet the house the take was on BJ, but no. He wants that base hit.
Look, he is hot as a tamale. Keep swinging.
What is Steele going to throw here as his pitch count mounts in the Atlanta fifth? They are loaded for Austin Riley. So this is a dangerous, dangerous ploy. Whether by accident or by design, they are bringing Austin Riley to the plate with the bases loaded, the second highest home run total in the National League. And as we saw in Washington, guys, Riley had a couple of at-bats that were really struggling sequences. Last two at-bats, two two-run homers. So he can turn this game around in an instant.
Well, he is overdue right now. Hasn't been seeing the ball well here in Chicago. Let's see if he can bring it all together on this at-bat.
Homer, strikeout, single, walk, walk. And Riley is the hitter. 5 of his home runs have come against lefties. 32 extra base hits. And with the speed aboard for Atlanta, you get a double, you could tie the game. Or at least get to within a run.
You're absolutely right. This is the best possible combination we could have out on the base paths. Harris at third, Acuna at second, and Swanson known to run through a few Ron Washington hold-up signs at first. BJ, need a base hit here.
Riley swung at the first pitch in his last at-bat with 2 on and 2 out. Steele has just walked 2 hitters in a row.
I would call timeout right now.
Well, he takes a strike. My question was going to be, is Riley swinging or is he taking?
Well, that was a good take.
Austin has a lot of room right side. If he shoots it at the second base umpire, he'd be in business. The pitch. Down low, even count.
I like that take as well. See a few pitches. Steele does not have a ton of strikeouts, only 3 on the day.
Oh, what a cut. Foul back. It's 1-2 to the key man in the inning, Austin Riley. The Braves have seen 30 pitches from Justin Steele in this inning. They've scored 1 run. Need a couple more here in what's now a 4-1 game.
Here's where you got to shorten up your swing with 2 strikes here. You know, he's been throwing a lot of slotters down in the dirt, getting guys to chase.
Down, 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 then up. He takes it, even count.
Now he's going to go down and away here, Paul, with a nasty slider.
Pitch number 32 of the inning. Way high. It's full. He's got to throw a strike now. Riley's gone from 2 strikes to a full count. Natives getting restless at Wrigley. So's David Ross. The Duvall homer has awakened the Braves bats. Braves country here in Chicago want to see this rally continue. 3 speedy runners aboard for Atlanta. Here we go. The 3-2 pitch.
Wow. That ball's up, probably ball 4, but too close to take. I don't blame Riley. 3-2 count. Looking to swing the bat.
Love the tension right here. This is where you scream out from the opposing dugout, don't squeeze it.
Another 3-2. Swing, fly ball hit toward Morel in center. That's going to be caught. That'll be deep enough to score a run. It's a sac fly for Riley, and the Braves pull a run closer. It's an out, yes, but you get a run out of it. Now it's a 2-run game.
Getting the job done, putting the ball in play there.
I didn't want to say this before the at-bat, but Riley has been struggling a little bit with the glare here on the day game in Chicago. Nice job of putting the ball in play. I agree with you, Chip. A productive out. Just needed to get on the board with 1. We got 2.
And we got a game again.
Yes.
Loop and a blast gets you tied. That, of course, possible for Marcell Ozuna, who's lined out and struck out today. Contreras behind the plate once time as Ozuna needs a moment to get settled. Steele likes to work quickly. The Braves, I think you're right, have interrupted his rhythm in this inning. Pickoff play at second, and Acuna back safely.
That was close.
It's tough to get a lead off a second when Andrelton's right behind the bag there. You got to play it safe.
Ozuna drives that ball toward right, curling away from Hayward, still going, and he gets there and slides after the catch, and that retires the side. Well hit ball by Ozuna. The rally started with a Duvall homer to right. Michael Harris scored the second run on a sac fly, and we got a game again. Halfway through in game 2, it's now 4-2 Chicago. Truist Park, Tuesday, July 5th, as the Braves take on the St. Louis Cardinals on WWE night at Truist Park. With the purchase of the WWE specialty ticket package, you'll get a game ticket and a one-of-a-kind WWE wrestling pillow of Braves superstar Austin Riley. Tickets are limited. Get them now before they're sold out at braves.com/WWE. Not sure if Bertie or Brian will be there for the WWE night against the Cardinals. If they are, they'll get their boas and robes dry cleaned in time for that big series.
I'll be there, Chip. Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. Well, Kyle Wright goes to work. Jonathan Villar, the hitter. If ever there was a time, guys, for Kyle to have a shutdown inning, I would assume this is it.
Yeah, I think the momentum is starting to shift.
His pitch low for an inning is 17, both in the second and the fourth. Love to see a 10-pitch inning. How about that?
That's lifted toward left, and that is headed into the stands foul. It's 0-2. It's not like Kyle has pitched poorly. He's not. Just some 2-out trouble. All 4 runs with 2 outs against him. One of an unfortunate RBI from Jason Hayward, that spinning ball that got away from Duvall for an insurance run. But as I said, maybe stranding Contreras in the 4th inning is what will get Kyle going in this game. Hold them to 4. Take your chances against the Cubs, who are 12-24 at home this year. The pitch. Contreras was ready to throw that to third. Didn't get the call down again, Paul. 1-2 the count.
changeup, enter third, strike 3 in my book.
Right into the shift, and Dansby was positioned perfectly. 1 extra pitch, and that takes care of Villar for the second time. He's 1 for 3, 1 out for Nico Hoerner. Hoerner already 3 home runs this year. That matches his career high as a major league player. So he'll fly by that. Once the wind starts blowing out here at Wrigley consistently, the pitch to him, a strike. It's 0-1.
There we go.
That's into the seats, foul.
I've seen a lot of bad body language from Steele today with the umpire where he's stood up and questioned, like, where is that? You have not seen that from Kyle Wright today. He's been a pro as far as his body language and not showing up the umpire.
Hoerner couldn't check his swing, and Wright strikes him out. That's 7.
And that's the way to handle it, in my opinion. Don't show up the umpire with your body language. You can ask to check the balls or different things. And again, another very good changeup on the outside part of the plate. Look at him spin it, BJ. Turn it over.
Yeah, that's a good pitch right there, especially to a right-hander. I know he wasn't expecting a changeup.
Jason Hayward 1 for 2, an RBI double, snapped an 0 for 12. Hayward made a nice play to end the Braves' threat in the 5th inning. That was not an easy play. For whatever Jason doesn't do at the plate, he is still a premier defensive player. And with the wind pushing that ball to the corner, he had to run a good 30-40 yards.
Yeah.
And made the grab and then slid to safety before the warning track came. When the Braves come up in the 6th inning, Contreras, Olson, and Duvall will be up again in a 4-2 game. Kyle Wright is a strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. And he's got it. 8 strikeouts for Kyle Wright. He needed that. Braves have the momentum. Let's see if they can edge closer. It's 4-2 after 5. After 5 innings at Wrigley Field, and Matt has hit a home run, that from Adam Duvall, and that's apropos as we're participating in the Home Run Challenge today. Every home run today raises money for prostate cancer research. You can make a pledge by going online to homerunchallenge.org. Contreras, Olson, and Duvall are coming up. New Cubs pitcher Roman Wick will take the place of Justin Steele, who went 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, and the Adam Duvall home run. Wick started the season red hot. He has really struggled since. His last 14 games, 13 runs in 14 2/3 innings. So hopefully that bodes well for the Braves today.
Quite a turnaround chip. Fastball, cutter, curve, slider. Good curveball. We'll see if he goes to it today. Try to get the ball on the ground.
There it was. And quickly 0-2 for William Contreras. They call that a knuckle curve. That was a beauty. It floated up there at 74 miles an hour.
It was a beauty.
This one chopped off the plate. Hoerner has to wait for the big hop. Long loopy throw, and he got his man by a step. That is out number 1. Matt Olson is the hitter. He's lined out, and he's hit into a double play. But as we promised you, he's our Stats with Lowe's feature. Time for the Braves first baseman to heat up. Let's see what he can do in his 3rd trip to the plate today.
88 games. Look at that average, 308, 27 home runs. Getting it done. 2nd most home runs in Major League Baseball behind Marcus Semien. That's pretty good.
That's a big home field advantage for the Cubs. Look, years and years and years ago, all the games in the major leagues were in daytime. The Cubs were the last team to get lights back in 1988. First the 0-1 count. You're used to the rhythm of playing night games. You travel into Chicago, either have a day off or play right away.
Yeah.
Day game after night game, and then day game, you go home.
I'm not used to having dinner with anyone. Kelly Cole came through last night, taking the whole team out to Chicago Cut on the river for a nice steak.
High fly ball to center. That ball carrying out to the track. Morel is going to readjust and has to dive back toward the infield to haul that in. Bright sun, ivy and bricks behind you, fans yelling and screaming, and oh, by the way, a 20-mile-an-hour wind.
You know the great thing about this, look at both of the other outfielders. They are almost in center field yelling and communicating to Morel the whole time. And just, you got to concentrate on the ball here. That wind is blowing all over the place. Great job by Morel.
I've seen him play in the minor leagues. He is a shortstop by trade. He is an absolute cannon, good tools, can run. When you do that, you put somebody out in center field, other places on the diamond. Nice job and adjustment, showing some athleticism right there.
Adam Duvall, a home run, the first run for the Braves today. It was a scorcher. Into the bleachers and right, 400 plus feet, they said, the tail of the tape. So at 2 outs, Duvall is the Braves hitter. Roman Wick. There's the knuckle curve again. It's an even count. Wick's been busy through an inning on Wednesday. That's tied for the lead among Cubs relievers in innings pitched. He's now up to 27 of them on the year. Nice sequence. Fastball, knuckler, now a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Up in the zone. That's a tough pitch to handle.
With the hesitation pitch on the leg, lifted the lead leg and held it, and he's got the kind of the Roy Oswalt big sweeping curve in the low 70s. It's tough to cover both.
So Rowan Wick ahead in the count, and again time called.
If I was a pitcher today, I would definitely come up with some kind of delay, deceiving move like you see a lot of pitchers starting to do now.
The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Duvall knew it. Rowan Wick needed a clean inning, and he just turned one in. 1-2-3 and out go the Braves in the 6th. Still 4-2 Cubs. The World Champions Trophy Tour rolls through northern Alabama June 22nd through the 26th. Fans can celebrate the championship season with photo ops in Florence, Madison, Albertville, Coleman, and Kyle Wright's hometown of Huntsville, Alabama. See Braves.com/trophy tour for more information. Alfonso Rivas with a bunt. Riley fires to first late. And that's how the Chicago 6th start. Rivas back from the minor leagues is aboard for the 3rd time with 2 hits and a walk.
Scrappy player, leadoff guy, has plenty of speed. Why not take this chance to start the inning off right? Just an excellent bunt. Looks like he works on that a lot because got on top of that ball, deadened the ball. Good play by Austin Riley. Good try anyway.
He made it closer than maybe it should have been, but he was clearly past the bag. So here's Simmons. See if the Cubs bunt with him. They did last night. Not this time, though. It's into the seats to our right. And strike 1 for the Cubs second baseman, Andrelton Simmons.
I tell you, David Wright must have had a meeting with these guys. You know, let's figure out how to win. Let's go back to playing the basics of baseball.
The ball's at a strike. Runner goes, and the ball bounced up the middle, a base hit. Cubs put the runner in motion. Andrelton Simmons puts bat on the ball for his second hit. And Chicago threatens to get some runs right back here, 1st and 3rd now with nobody out. That's how you have to play at Wrigley Field. Got to manufacture offense, and Chicago's done that yesterday and so far today.
Yeah, it's been fun. I think I said David Wright. I mean David Ross, my former teammate, just pushing the envelope, making it happen, putting guys in motion.
I liked what you said earlier about playing the hand you're dealt.
Well, look, the Cubs are rebuilding. This one a broken bat ground ball. That'll be 2. It'll cost the Braves a run. As Morel is doubled up, but Rivas scores the 5th Chicago run. It's a 5-2 game. But the hand they're dealt is they're rebuilding. Chris Bryant's not here. Rizzo's not here. Contreras will probably be gone at some point. And then you factor in all the players that are big league players that are hurt for Chicago this year.
Yeah, whole starting rotation. Molly, Smiley. All these guys have been injured.
Their big imports, Seiya Suzuki. We saw him in our first series down in Atlanta. Talented player. He's banged up. Marcus Stroman, another one.
Got to get this guy out today.
That's a good way to start. Because you know what Wilson's saying to his little brother. You're putting the wrong fingers down. He's 3 for 3. No RBI from Morel, by the way. The penalty for the double play. As this one back to the mound. And Wright will flip to first, and that retires the side. A bunt single starts a Cub rally in the 6th. They add to their lead 5-2 with 8, 9, and 1 coming up in the 7th. Here at Wrigley Field, there have been a lot of great moments and a few just head scratchers for him in the middle game of this 3-game set against the Cubs. That's our All-State Mayhem moment.
Well, I'm a little frustrated saying this again. He's pitched better than his line. 6 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. Only walked 1, struck out 8, but did give up 11 hits. Ball's just finding holes, and whether they hit it soft or hard, it just seemed to fall in.
Well, I'm going to look for a good omen. The attendance today, 40,755. Those last 3 numbers very important in baseball history. Let's see if that gets the Braves offense some hope here in the last 3 innings. Rowan Wick back to work with Arcia, Harris, and Acuna coming up. 5-2 your score. And that's downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes.
I talked about Hank Aaron earlier as the person, the hitter, the only hitter that I know who could sit breaking ball every pitch and adjust to a fastball because his hands were so good. BJ, this guy throwing the heat at 95 and then a slow curveball in the low 70s. How would you approach him?
You got to stay on the fastball. I mean, it's just too good. Be ready to hit and adjust off of that.
2 balls and a strike.
And I said before, he's a little deceiving. You saw him kind of hold his leg up and throw that big knuckle curveball, and then you're expecting that again, and he only goes up 1 time and he throws the fastball by you.
Line, but right at Simmons, who was perfectly positioned. Another hard hit ball by Arcia goes unrewarded. Tough break for him. 1 away. Here's a quick message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Michael Harris, the hitter, with 1 out. You know how many home runs Henry Aaron hit at Wrigley Field?
I do not.
50. 50 home runs. Of his 755. Swing and a miss. And Harris down 2 strikes.
Brian, he had you beat.
By a whole lot. By 42.
Hey, it's good to have Colin McHugh back. He was activated from the COVID list. Jacob Webb was designated for assignment at the start of this series as Michael chased one up and out of the zone. 2 outs.
There again, Wick kind of delayed his delivery and blows you away with the fastball. You almost have to be deceiving, give some type of deception to the hitters today, because guys are sitting on that fastball.
Let's see if Ronald can keep the inning alive when we get to the stretch. It's presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Lauren, Nick, and Peter are standing by in our Atlanta studios talking about this special day for the Contreras brothers. The catchers for their respective clubs. Ronald today has singled and walked. Rowan Wick delivers. And that's inside. It must be Catcher's Day because the 7th inning stretch here at Wrigley Field will be sung by former Cub great and former Brave and native of Gainesville, Georgia, Jody Davis, who's standing by. Off to our right. There's a bullet hit to left field. Acuna is aboard. So Ronald with 2 knocks. That equals his output for the road trip coming into today's play. Brian, a sign he's coming to life.
Yes, and again, he didn't take batting practice, didn't want to think about it, and he comes out here and hits a couple of lasers today. Sometimes your mind just needs a rest.
You saw him pull his hands in right there on that swing. There's nobody with quicker hands, in my opinion, in Major League Baseball than Acuna.
So Rowan Wick was terrific facing his first 5 batters. Gives up that hit to Acuna. And David Ross will take the baseball from his hard-throwing right-hander and go to his bullpen. Dansby Swanson, Austin Riley are lurking. The Braves still in the game. It's a 5-2 score in the 7th. The biggest fireworks show in the Southeast takes place on July 4th in Atlanta at Truist Park. It's the start of a 4-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals. And on July 6th, Brian Snitker World Series Bobblehead Night will take place. That giveaway to the first 15,000 fans at the ballpark. Get your seats now and go to Braves.com/promos for the other great promotional dates on the Braves calendar this year. Dansby Swanson versus Scott Effross. Effross has been terrific. 31 appearances now. That's most in the major leagues. And he's trying to cool off Dansby, who's reached 3 times, twice via walk, once with a 3rd inning single.
Tough on righties because he steps across his body and throws from the sidearm angle, but watch that lead foot. Really gets out there and hides the ball. That's tough to pick up for a righty. Dansby's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, as a hitter, you got to try to keep that front shoulder in and just guess right. So that slider is sweeping, as you saw in that first pitch.
Had a good cut at that one, but fouled it straight back. And Dansby and the Braves down to their last 7th inning strike.
Double here, scores Acuna. Try to get that run back.
No balls, 2 strikes. Effross ready with his 1-2. Good take.
Great take there, man.
And that's what we talked about for Dansby, right? First 40 games of the year, he was averaging over a strikeout per game. Since then, he's been one of the toughest guys in our lineup, if not the league, to punch out. That has made a world of difference. Don't know how this at-bat's going to work out. But another great at-bat for Swanson. The pitch. Late swing and fought it off.
He's had a good eye today. I know we talked about Riley struggling a little bit with the glare. Dansby 2 walks and a hit on the day. He's done a better job of seeing the baseball.
Yeah, and he's fouling off some tough pitches too, keeping himself alive.
Again, the 2-2. Strike 3 outside corner, and that will retire the side. Couple strikeouts for the Braves in the 7th. 5-2, Cubs have the lead. Lauren, let's send it to you and the fellas in our Atlanta studios.
Afternoon and said he certainly feels a lot better, was able to throw a couple pins during that span, but is anxious to get back out here today. And guys, it's also been a couple weeks since you've probably seen Eddie Perez in the dugout, and the reason for that, according to him, Will Smith, during that, long win streak this team had, was not going to let Eddie Perez leave the bullpen. That was one of many superstitions that was going on during that span, but it was interesting just talking to a couple of guys. I think you did too as well, Bertie and Beej, about just what that span kind of means now looking back at it. And they realize that's what they're capable of playing like every single day. And I think a game like yesterday, a 1-0 ball game, just could have happened at any point, right?
Didn't expect that, Kel.
No, me neither.
That's a rude welcome back for Colin McHugh. Ortega ambushes a first pitch and hits a line drive homer.
One thing you can say about these hitters of the Cubs, they're aggressive. They had a game plan coming in. First pitch you see, swing for a strike. And Ortega did not miss this pitch. Fastball, inner half, and that was a bullet ball.
Well, and if you're getting a home run, you have to keep it low. Ortega did, unfortunately.
Ian Happ, the hitter. And McHugh gets ahead of him with a strike. That's one of the, actually two of the things that have changed about Wrigley so much. The 2 giant scoreboards here. One down the right field line. Has the lineups and what the hitters have done on that day. As this one lifted toward left center. Harris says he's got it and puts the squeeze on that. The other board just above Michael's head. There have been no homers that have hit the scoreboards. The video scoreboards, that is, this season. No hitter has ever hit the center field scoreboard at Wrigley Field.
Well, I can see why.
One man came close.
Who's that?
At the bottom left of the scoreboard, you'll see a couple of little green pedestals with plant material in them. One at the top used to be a camera position here. Roberto Clemente of the Pittsburgh Pirates hit a line drive home run that went over that spot.
Oh my.
And almost hit the scoreboard. That's the closest anybody's ever come in the history of this place.
How about Ortega's home run? 23-degree angle, not the launch angle that you expect. 108.4 miles per hour off the bat. That is scorching.
Line drive.
And that's what you have to do, line drives.
1 ball, 1 strike. As that scatters the Braves in front of the dugout. 1-2 for VR.
Be careful, Kelly. I know that position well. Everybody has a central nervous system, so these great athletes get out of the way quickly.
Rolled over. That's going to bounce foul. And we'll try again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Look, it's great to have Colin McHugh back. He pitches important innings for this team. And this is where a manager, I think, does a really, really good job. You get a guy coming back from injury or he's struggling, still on your roster. Get him in a game without the game being quote-unquote on the line, and that's not to say these aren't important outs. Let him get his feet wet, get back into the flow of competition again. And Snit's done a real good job of that, not just with Colin McHugh, Bertie, but with others.
No, you're right on, and He learned that from Bobby Cox. He's quick to get in a rookie or somebody after a DL stint. Didn't want you sitting down there waiting.
Three balls, two strikes. Cubs won 1-0 yesterday. They lead 6-2 today. Kyle Wright, 5 runs in 6 innings. 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, 11 hits. And that's downstairs. A 1-out walk to Villar, who's aboard for the 2nd time in the game. And Nico Hoerner will hit. He's 0 for 3. Game 3 tomorrow, same time, back east. Ian Anderson will pitch for the Braves. Kyle Hendricks is going to go for the Cubs. Braves live at 1:30 Eastern Time. First pitch at 2:20. That will wrap up the road trip, and it will wrap up this stretch of 29 consecutive games against sub-500 clubs. Right now, the Braves are 20-7 in that stretch, and as disappointing as yesterday was, and this game is to this point, you win 20 out of 27 games the rest of the way, you're going to be in real good shape by the end of September. Base hit the other way by Nico Hoerner. Tell you what, that has been the Cubs' approach this entire game, and it's really paid dividends for them. That's what, 14 hits now? No, 13 hits, I beg your pardon, and Hoerner has his first.
13 hits and no home runs, guys. Playing the elements, getting it done. 1 home run, I'm sorry, by Ortega. But getting it done, man. Going the other way. Against the shift. Hitting runs. They're just playing the game the right way.
So Jason Hayward hits with 1 in, 2 on, 1 out. We can pin this on Jody Davis. He said, let's get some runs, and the Cubs listened to him with the home run. Did a nice job with the stretch. Jody Davis, an historic figure in the history of the Cubs franchise. He hit the 4,000th home run in the history of Wrigley Field.
Very cool.
I didn't know he was from Gainesville.
Yep.
Man.
Yep. He was briefly a Brave. No balls and a strike. Popped up. Will it stay in play for Riley near the netting? And the stands, no play. And the count to Jason is 0-2. Jesus Cruz is warming up in the Braves bullpen. Hope you'll stick around for Braves Live postgame. That will follow us. It's presented by Xfinity. Just heard from Lauren, Peter, and Nick Green. They'll wrap up Game 2. When you play a game in this ballpark and you see how big and strong the athletes are and how quickly the ball comes off the bat, you appreciate netting at Wrigley Field perhaps more than any place else.
How about Ian Anderson catching that ball off the net? Making it look smooth.
Athletes, BJ.
There's not a lot. Stop it with the athletes, pitchers.
Not a lot of foul ground here either, so that ball's coming quick.
Hayward swings and misses. Colin McHugh struck him out, and Jason is retired on strikes for the 2nd time. And 2 are out in the Chicago 7th. Here's Alfonso Rivas.
Nice curveball. Ball going straight down. That's tough to do when the wind is blowing behind you.
Rivas 2 for 2 with a walk. Had a really good bunt to get the inning started, last inning for Cubs.
That's bounced foul. It's a strike. Again, with all the players the Cubs have traded away, sometimes it takes a while for those deals to pay dividends. 4 years ago, this man was drafted by the A's. The Cubs traded Tony Kemp to Oakland. As Rivas And Frank Schwindel trying to see who's going to replace Anthony Rizzo as a cornerstone first baseman with Chicago.
That's a tough guy to replace.
Yes. Yep.
How about what he's doing for New York this year? Already up to, 18 home runs?
Well, if you don't hit 18 home runs, you can't play. If you're the Yankees.
Pretty good 1-2 punch with Ian the Judge.
No balls, 2 strikes. 2 on for Chicago. Colin McHugh back from the COVID list. And the pitch is cut on and missed. Rivas' perfect day will come to a close. Welcome back, Colin. Couple of strikeouts. As Chicago extends the lead, we go to the 8th.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
That's the Hancock Building in downtown Chicago. 6-2, the Cubs soaring in Game 2 of this series. 13 hits for the Chicago Cubs today. Scott Effross back out for a full inning in the 8th inning. He'll run into Austin Riley, who leads off for the Braves. Riley with a sac fly today. His 40th RBI. 40 RBIs in 66 games. Nothing to sneeze about. He's just outside the top 10 in RBIs in the National League this year. But that's going to change. As Effross ready with an 0-1. And he's been painting that outside corner.
Man, Austin's having a tough time seeing. He don't take that many strikes. That's 2 in a row without swinging the bat.
Swing and a drive hammered toward left in the corner at the wall. It's going to be foul. That ball was smoked.
It was. Man, I thought that ball was going to be way out there, and that wind just blew it right back.
I mean, look at the flags atop the scoreboard. That tells you what you need to know. I mean, all of them are starched. Old Glory at the top of the pile, and then the National League divisional flags all blowing straight in toward the Braves dugout. And then Riley chased that and is out number 1. 6-2, Chicago the lead. Let's enjoy a quick message from Racetrack.
Fuel up like the Freeze does with whatever gets you going at Racetrack.
There's a method to that madness atop the scoreboard. Those are the divisions, West, Central, and East. And every day they make sure the flags are in the proper order of the standings. The one in the center for the Cubs fans is particularly tougher to take because the Cardinals are in first place in the NL Central.
My partner Chip Carey has one of those flags in his man cave.
Yeah.
How big is it?
5-6 feet. They're the real deal. All hands sewn. And with all the wind whipping around Wrigley Field, they're lucky to make it through a season. Mother Nature's tough on them. The booing's taking place because the left field and right field fans are chanting at each other in a 6-2 game. 1 ball, 1 strike for Ozuna. Paints a corner, 1-2.
What are they chanting?
Well, usually it's left field stinks, right field stinks. That's really the clean version of it. But with the wind blowing in, those are the best seats in the house. Those elevated bleachers really protect the fans from the winds blowing off Lake Michigan. And those too have undergone a lot of changes. They've added a ton of seats out there. In fact, the bleachers go out over the sidewalks on Waveland and Sheffield Avenues. I mean, they have, again, they've done a remarkable job for a building that's 100+ years old to make it as modern as possible. They've got the Cup snake working.
The Cub snake.
Not Cub, Cup. And every single one of those had a frosty malt beverage in it. So you can imagine how the day's gone in the bleachers today. That's poked foul.
I'm going to take you back. That may have been Channing. Tastes great. Less filling.
Might have been.
Whoa.
Might have been. Look at that thing. It's going all the way from the basket in left center field all the way to the top row of the bleachers.
That's crazy. I'll see myself out after that last joke.
1-2 count and a swing and a miss.
Effross is doing a terrific job. I mean, he is just confusing hitters with that nasty sinker early on and then getting them with that slider cutting across.
He has struck out 3 straight Braves hitters. The MLB All-Star ballot's now open. It's presented by Chevrolet. Vote daily at MLB.com/vote to send your favorite Braves players to Los Angeles this summer. Maybe someday William Contreras will be an all-star for the Braves. He's had some all-star worthy moments this year. And a personal highlight for him and his family, he and his brother opposing each other in starting lineups for the very first time today. An emotional hug in the Cubs' first inning offensively when Wilson stood in the batter's box and gave his kid brother a big hug.
Wilson earlier yesterday with tears in his eyes saying how tough it was to leave Venezuela and not be able to see his little brother play past Little League.
Smoked into left center field. That's down for a hit. That's going to roll to the ivy. And William Contreras has 2 hits of his own today. What a day for the Contreras catching combo. 5 hits, 2 doubles. And mom and dad bursting with pride at the seams.
Look at this. I mean, that's that sinker coming back across. Man, Contreras did not miss it. Look at him flip the bat there. Oh, my. And he's telling his older brother, if you hit a double, I can do it too.
That's our T-Mobile coverage cam. The Braves' Contreras has bookend hits. And Matt Olson, the batter. Matt is 0 for 3 in the game. He's lined out. He's hit into a double play and then hit that fly ball to center that Morel had to recalibrate on 2 or 3 different times before coming back in and diving to make the play 5 or 6 feet in front of the warning track. Braves are hitless with a runner in scoring position in the game. See if Matt can change that.
Good changeup. This angle is very tough to pick up for righties. Lefties, it's much, much easier. No guarantees, but Matt Olson should be seeing it well. That one fooled him with a change of speed.
You know what Wilson would love to do. That's pick off his little brother.
His little brother is smarter than you think. He knows Big Brother will do that at any time of the game.
Wind has picked up in intensity here. The pitch. And back to the mound. And that's going to retire Olson and the Braves, who are out of luck in the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. 6-2 Chicago in game 2. Game break. The next opponent for the Braves will be the San Francisco Giants. Wilmer Flores has hit a home run for San Francisco. It looks like a lovely day in Pittsburgh, where the Giants are beating the struggling Pirates. That's a 2-1 score. The Giants come to town for a 4-game series in Atlanta beginning Monday night. This is Jesus Cruz. He's going to come on and try to get 3 outs and hope for a Braves rally in the 9th inning. Jesus's numbers are our Bank of America Impressive Tools feature.
He's been outstanding since coming up from AAA. Throwing strikes. He's got a good fastball in the mid-90s, good breaking ball. Fits in nicely with this team.
Another great find by the GM in the scouting here in Atlanta. He was playing over in Venezuela. And Mr. Yepes, the bullpen catcher, talked about him, said, hey, look at this guy. We might use him. And
well, here he is.
Here he is and doing a great job.
They need to up Mr. Yepes' salary for next year. He keeps doing double duty, being the best scout.
And I got to say, we talked about Ian Anderson with the hats. Mr. Cruz got some pretty cool cowboy hats, man.
Swing and a miss. Andrelton Simmons didn't get that. He's got a 2-hit game.
There's that good breaking ball.
I don't care where you pitch, where you come from. If you follow Major League Baseball, it has to be a dream come true to pitch in a baseball cathedral. Yankee Stadium, Dodger Stadium, Fenway Park, Wrigley Field, all the old ballparks, obviously.
Definitely.
And the first batter he faced at Wrigley Field, he just struck out. That's impressive. One away in the Chicago 8th.
And now a quick message from Landmark.
Take me out to the Giants. Take me out for a car. The Giants selection is something to see.
That was almost as good as Jody Davis singing the 7th inning stretch. Strike one, top of the order. It's Christopher Morel, who scored the first run of the game, a 2-out, 2-run double from Jonathan Villar. He's got a lot of runs with 2 outs today. The Braves will try to clean that up behind Ian Anderson tomorrow. And Kyle Hendricks, whom the Braves have had good luck against, will be the opponent. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
I talked to Timothy Miller. He said you're a baritone.
Baritone?
Yeah, did you know that?
It's more like unbearable tone compared to Timothy. Deep short. Dansby's got that. Fast runner and the scoop for out number 2. Well, we'll see what the wind does tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be great here in Chicago. Our Discover matchup. Pair of right-handers. Ian Anderson, a young veteran. Kyle Hendricks, a seasoned veteran and a world champion too. Hendricks is having some trouble though. We'll see what gives in game 3.
No, you're right. A little bit of trouble, and you were looking at 2 of the best changeup throwers in the game. So it'll be fun to watch that tomorrow. Step on the gas, BJ. Hit the brakes with the changeup. Fastball, step on the gas. Need a win.
Fouled away by Wilson Contreras, who's 3 for 4 today.
I just want to see the flags go the other way maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
And change the fortunes of the Braves.
Blown out?
Blown out.
You want a 23-22 game on getaway day? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, whatever it takes to give the Braves the advantage, let's go.
Well, and this game's not over. Let me just make that statement. It's not over. But if the Braves lose today and win tomorrow, that's a 4-2 road trip.
Yeah.
That's very good. You take that all year long.
1-1 pitch. And now Cruz a strike away from a perfect 8th, and then the 7, 8, 9 guys coming up for Atlanta in a 6-2 game. Wow, what an inning. Jesus Cruz with a couple of strikeouts. Contreras slams the bat down in frustration. And we go to the fateful 9th, needing 4 to tie it up.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Beautiful breezy day along Michigan Avenue in downtown Chicago. 6-2, the Cubs have the lead. Both Braves runs came in the 5th inning. The first came off the bat of Adam Duvall. He beat the wind and he beat Justin Steele, as you'll see on our StatCast 3D presented by Google Cloud.
105 off the bat. Got in the wind stream, as you said. 406. Man, the Braves need to see that home run again tomorrow. Flags turn the other way.
Well, you'd think with all the hot air coming out of the broadcast booths, there'd be plenty of wind blowing out toward the bleachers, but not so in the first 2 days, as Chris Martin's going to work back-to-back games. The former Brave will take them out in the 9th with a 4-run lead. Duvall, Arcia, and Michael Harris are coming up. So the long 2-week blissful win streak came to a close in tough fashion yesterday. Barring a rally here in the ninth, the Braves' 11-game win streak against left-handed starters will also be stopped. As Adam Duvall digs in, just past 4 o'clock Central Time, and a swing and a miss. You want to stick around for Braves Live after our game? That's presented by Xfinity. Lauren, Nick, and Peter will break down this game. You'll see on your Bally Bar the Mets and Marlins score. Mets have taken a 1-0 lead in that game in the 3rd inning. High fly ball, jammed him a bit. And Morel can't get there. Ball drops at his feet. Now Duvall's going to move up. The ball thrown away. Martin backs it up. Horner, Happ, and Morel all converge. That's 2 of those in this game. This time, though, it turns into a break for the Braves. And Duvall at second with nobody out.
And that's good base running by Adam Duvall. Recognizing this ball, falling for a base hit. But it looked like all the outfielders gave up on the ball. Duvall recognized it and hustled into second base into scoring position.
And Morel thought he had it in his glove. That's why he stopped. He didn't think Duvall was going to move up. And then he looked into the leather and said, uh-oh, ball's at my feet. So a break for Atlanta. Runner at second to start the inning. Here's Arcia.
My partner has said many times the Braves may not always win, but they always give you a fight.
They're trying to. I'm assuming that'll be a double all the way. As Arcia, the batter. You know, last night, I thought about this a lot going home. Braves had the bases loaded without benefit of a hit in the 9th inning. Tried to put the ball in play to the right side all game long. The Cubs lost Schwindel, their starting first baseman. They put in the backup. Arcia tried to do the right thing. Hit a ball 100 miles an hour that the first baseman snagged a step to his right and then ran to the bag to end the game. Talk about baseball being a game of inches. It truly was. If that ball's 3 feet to the left, the Braves have the lead and probably win the game.
Yeah, P.J. Higgins came in, made a great play.
But the point was Arcia made an out.
Yeah, doing the right thing.
But did the right thing. Didn't get that as he struck out. First of those for Martin, 1 away in the 9th. And Michael Harris is coming up. Michael 1 for 3 with a run scored today. So he's got his first hit at Wrigley Field. And is 1 for 6 so far in the series. He's had a good road trip. 7 hits, Brian.
Yeah, he has.
A couple of homers.
I just love the adjustments that he's making. You know, every game, facing new pitchers. And he's being very aggressive. I tell you, the first 3 at-bats, he's only seen 6 pitches. So he is swinging.
Well, that was Ted Williams' philosophy. Get a good pitch to hit. If it's the first one, that might be the best and only one you get. And when it works, everybody says, wow, genius, great approach. When it doesn't, oh, you got to take a pitch there. Nothing can win the count. 0-2.
Martin gets away with a lot because he's 6'7", throws from an awkward angle coming down the hill. So that fastball gets on you and then has a good breaking ball, comes out of the same spot. And you'll see hitters have trouble with balls that even miss middle.
Right back where it came from. That's a base hit. And streaking around and scoring will be Adam Duvall. That might have clipped Martin on the way by. Harris takes that right back up the middle, and the Braves are down 3, and the top of the order coming up. There's only one out.
Yeah, Contreras wanted this ball high in the zone, but Michael Harris getting on top of it, changing that launch angle, drives this ball right back at Chris Martin.
Charlie Browned him.
Now Ronald the hitter, 2 hits and a walk. The right guys are coming up. They ought to know Chris Martin pretty well. He was their former teammate. These guys all played behind him. And he was getting a little restless. Still a ways to go, but trending in the right direction. The pitch is taken high, ball 1. How about a nice long 9th inning rally? Get the lead, let the shadows move across home plate, and then unleash Kenley Jansen on these guys. That's a possibility. Swing and a shot hammered to left, but to Inigo's hat. Can't hit it any better or harder than that. Acuna all over it, but it carried out to the Cub left fielder for the second out.
Wow. That was a bullet getting on top of that fastball. And it is good to see Acuna starting to make these swings. I feel your frustration there. 113.2 off the bat. Wow.
That is called barreling the baseball. But Happ was in the right place at the wrong time for Ronald. Now Dansby, the final hope to keep the game alive. Cubs fans on their feet, leading 6-3. We need a base runner, and then we need Riley to hit a line drive into the basket.
What's that called? A bloop and a blast?
You got it. Take it any way we can get it. If you hit it under radar, you got a shot. One ball, no strikes. Harris is running, and the Cubs will concede that. That's his third steal.
Now, base hit scores a run.
Well, they call that defensive indifference. He was off with the pitch. Contreras came up ready to throw, so that takes away a stolen base. Does also take away the force play. 2 balls, no strikes. Dansby had a good cut there. It's 2-1. Dansby's had a good day. He's reached base 3 times. That ends up in the upper deck. And the Braves have 1 strike left. Contreras wanted time. Two balls, two strikes.
Good take right there. Man.
The Braves want Riley to come to the plate in the ninth. Dansby's worked the count full. A hit would score Harris, who's got blazing speed. The 3-2 pitch.
This is how you grind out an at-bat right here.
Great at-bat right here. We talked about Martin getting away with some pitches because of the unusual delivery angle. You see Riley on deck, Dansby fouling off those fastballs. Try to find a way to get number 27 to the plate.
Another pop fly out of play.
Fans are getting some souvenirs.
Again, Dansby fighting hard. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Line drive. Happ is there, and he's got it. 2 missiles off the Braves' bats in the 9th inning, both to Ian Happ. And the Cubs have won this series by virtue of a 6-3 final score in Game 2 on another blustery day at the corner of Clark and Addison in Chicago.
A lot of weird things happen early in this ball game. Give it up to the Cubs. David Ross playing the game the right way. Man, they got it done. Bunts, hit and runs, small ball by the Cubs.
I thought we were going to get going. Never quite happened. Steele navigated around some base runners. You got to tip your cap to the Cubs bullpen. Let's see if we can keep that big flag that has a W on it inside tomorrow.
That would be the plan behind Ian Anderson, who will pitch the final game of the road trip. Kyle Hendricks will be his opponent. An emotional day for the Contreras family. They had a great day at the plate, combining for 5 total hits. Sadly, though, the Braves fall in Game 2 of the series. 6-3 your final score. We hope you'll join us for Braves Live beginning at 1:30 tomorrow over on Bally Sports Southeast. Speaking of Braves Live, Lauren Jabara, Nick Green, and Peter Moylan are standing by to wrap things up from our Atlanta studios, and we will see you tomorrow.